Hello and welcome back to the Find Your Feet podcast, a podcast show dedicated to helping you get closer to your true authentic self by helping you find your feet in life. Welcome to episode 90.
I can't believe it's episode 90. That sounds crazy, doesn't it?
I know.
But we're back, and we're back with the 5 top tips, because it's been absolutely ages since we actually did a 5 top tips, and I think these are one of my favourite ones to do.
Yeah, nice little practical episode. You know what you get in your tips about. You know how many tips you're going to get. It's just, you know what you're walking into.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to talk about our favourite thing, which is manifesting, which you guys all love. We just love a bit of manifesting, especially when it comes down to practical tips, because manifesting is one of those things that can just blow your mind if you allow it.
Yeah, and I'd say we're very experienced manifestors now.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
our manifesting journeys, and we've tried all the things, and now we can tell you these are the 5 things that you should do. Don't worry about the rest, because it can get a bit confusing. Like, you think, oh God, what do I need to make a vision board? Do I need to write down what I want every day? Do I need to sit there and visualize it every day? And you can get a bit confused about how to do it, when actually it's more of an energy thing. It's more of a belief thing. And
I think it takes the fun out of it when you overthink it a bit.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be fun, it's just co-creating your life.
Yeah, it's just a really fun it's just a fun tool that we all have available to us. What the truth is, we're all manifesting all the time. You just might be manifesting things you actually don't want. So when you learn about how it works, then you can shift your focus onto what you actually do want and manifest more powerfully with more intention of what you actually want.
Yeah, 100%, because it's just all about the frequency that you're on and your beliefs. That's what's going to attract anything into your life. So I think just getting clear on that is where you start.
Yeah, man. So we're going to give you 5 tips today, but they're not to be done in an order. They're just the 5 principles that you should do that are the best, the most powerful, tried and tested by us and everyone else in the world. So the first one we're going to start off with, it's not that you have to do that one first. You just have to do all of them at the same time. So manifesting principle number 1 is to have unwavering faith in what you're doing, what you want, this deep belief that it's possible and it's coming to you even when it's not showing up, and just keeping that just unwavering faith and deep trust that your manifestation is coming through.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think as well, when you do that, it helps you analyze what you want as well. Because some people can try and manifest something and it might not be coming in the exact way they want. But I think always remembering that whatever's coming is probably better than what you would ever imagine. And that's what makes it more exciting. If you don't know what's coming, then that's more exciting. Because if you actually knew that your manifestation, what you wanted exactly to a T, was 100% coming, and that would just take out the excitement.
Yeah, it's not very exciting, is it? That's why it's really important as well to be a flexible manifester. So there's this term that Gabby Bernstein uses, and obviously she's pro-manifesting woman. She calls it manic manifesting, and that's when you try and control everything. And we'll obviously move on to that releasing control later. But manic manifestors say what they want, and but they hold what they want with loads of fear, because they're really scared that they're not going to get it, because they don't have that unwavering faith and deep trust and belief that it's possible and it's going to come to them. So then they try and control all the outcomes and all these things in their life, and they end up building up so much resistance that they just push things away and they aren't just letting life flow. And you will try and manifest things and you won't get it, and it's because actually something better is coming, something more aligned. It gets sent your way instead of that something better than what you could actually imagine. It's that mindset of when things aren't going your way, that it's not working out for you, it's working out in a way bigger and better than your mind can actually comprehend. And just having that mindset as well with manifesting is so important, and just being a flexible manifestor, so that but all of that at the root is having that unwavering faith, deep trust, and just belief behind yourself that you can bring in what you want. Because I think sometimes people slate manifesting as well, because they're it's not you can't just sit there and think about what you want. You can't do the work. And it's like, obviously, like, what the hell? And like, yeah, so the people that say that and slay it is because they don't actually understand what it is. And actually, it's such a powerful, just personal development tool in general, whether you want to go down the super energetic spiritual side of it or whether you want to stay on the more logical manifesting side of it. Like, either way, you're gonna move forward and like get what you want. Like, it's so good for like goal setting and everything. And it's just, and like I said, it's exciting, it's fun, and it freaking works. So like, whether you want to like believe in the woo-woo stuff or if you want to be more logical with it, it's up to you. You can use manifestation in either way and you'll still get the same result. You don't need to listen to all the people that like slate it and say that you're like full of shit.
Yeah, that you just sat there waiting for things to come to you, not doing the work. I think, yeah, exactly. I think that's like a misconception that people have like created. Because I think the main thing with manifesting is knowing that it's coming from within you, like literally coming from within you, and that like you have the power. And like, exactly like you said, you can just take from it what you want. And I also think as well with like the resistance, you know, like what Estelle uses, that thing of like the white knuckle, you know, like you're like holding on to it for dear life. Like, the one thing that always changes in life is change. Like, we're always changing.
Yeah,
so
the
like,
only thing that's inevitable is change.
That's it. So
one thing that's always changing is change.
No, the one thing that's inevitable is change. So like, as you go through life, your goals and stuff change anyway. So like, you don't want to like decide a goal and then think, oh, I'm going to be here in a few years, and just like solid manifest that, because you're probably going to change anyway. You're probably going to like, your goals will change.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
as you grow and evolve, you what your desires grow and evolve, they get bigger, they change, your values change as you like, especially when you're younger and you in your like 20s, like you figuring out what you want out of your life, like your values change and stuff as you age. So obviously what you want to manifest changes, and that's why
intuition will start saying mad things and stuff.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to be a flexible manifester, not a manic manifester.
Yeah, for sure. So our next tip on manifesting is to focus in on your heart energy, because your heart energy is where it all comes from, and your heart knows best and knows what intuitively you want to manifest anyway. Because I think sometimes we can try and manifest from our egos. I'm not saying at all that like wanting material things or anything is bad, like you want whatever you want, but I think sometimes we can get lost in the ego and focus too much on what we want to manifest.
It's not even like ego telling you that you want like material things. It's like society can tell you that you want to buy a house by X age, and that if you don't have all these things boxed off by the time you're 30, then you're absolutely fucked. And like during there's things like that. There's weird societal blueprints that get pushed on you that you can then be trying to manifest from, and you actually don't want that.
Yeah, and that's why I think you have to tap into your heart energy, because you've got to get back to what makes you happy and fulfilled. Like, it's not about like what kind of life do you want to create on the outside. It's like, how do you want to feel every single day when you wake up? And I actually think that was probably the biggest shift for like me as well, I'm sure you, with manifesting, was that I wasn't sure what I wanted my life to look like on the outside. Like, I really wasn't sure, but I know exactly what I want to feel like on the inside. Like, I know I deserve to feel good.
Yeah.
So I think tapping into that and knowing like, how do you want to feel every day? Like, what life do you want to create from the inside, not from the outside?
Yeah.
It's super, super powerful.
Yeah, like intuitive manifesting and like manifesting from a feeling is really, really amazing. Like, and an example of this where like I've done this in my life was, we'll go into this a bit later, like about more fun things that you can do with manifesting but isn't essential, but like vision boards is one of those things. And I always make one for like every year because it's just really fun, like just putting pictures down of what you want. Like, it's so cool. I love it. And anyway, so on my like 2020 vision board, I put on there that I wanted to have more fun, and because my life was quite like serious, like worky, and like there wasn't that much play. I wanted to have more fun. I wanted to do more things that like really, I put a cringy quote on there: set your soul on fire. Take time to do what set your soul on fire. That's what I put on there.
That.
But I was just like really drawn to it and like things like that. And I didn't know what was gonna like manifest out of that feeling, but that feeling that I wanted of like really doing something that really ignites my passion and sets my soul on fire. And like is fun and feels amazing, fulfilling, gives me a sense of freedom and all that. And I had no idea how that was going to play out, but I just put it on there, and I was just drawn to images and quotes and just stuck it all on there. And I really felt this feeling of what I wanted. And then what manifested from that was finding your feet. Which ticked all those boxes, sets my soul on fire. Like it's me taking time to do more things that like really ignite like that passion in me. That time was a part of me that was untapped, and it was like something that was kind of like brewing in me, but I need an outlet for it. Like, and that's what. So it manifests into finding your feet, and that's when like tapping into your like heart energy, and doesn't need to be a hard thing to do. It's just about like, you know, just sitting with yourself. Like, what do you really want? Like, think, what do you want? Not what your parents want you to want or your friends want that you think you should have. What do you want? What is your inner voice telling you that you want? Maybe you want to go and move to Miami, and it's so random and it's just in your head. Or maybe you want to buy a cat. Maybe you want to like, I don't know, like there's so many things.
Yeah, there's
like,
so many random things that people might not resonate with.
Yeah, maybe you want to move somewhere where you can like be in a city and like have a cute coffee shop on the corner that you always go to in the morning. Like little things like that. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Because you can have it, but think about what you want, not what anybody else is telling you that you want. And when you're manifesting from that place as well, from like intuitively manifesting, like from your heart energy, listening to your inner voice, and doing it from like a feeling, you manifest very powerfully because you're really aligned with what it is that you want, and there's very little resistance behind it because you actually do want it. So you like, you can obviously, and we'll get into blocks and stuff and how they block you and how to unblock those things, but obviously you can have like limiting beliefs that can hold you back. But in terms of like when you are intuitively manifesting, because it's like literally it's like your soul's telling you what you want, and what you're going to manifest is fulfilling for your soul. There's like very little resistance there, other than maybe you might say, I want to manifest an amazing relationship, but actually you've got a lot of like deeper layers of limiting beliefs and things like that linked from childhood or whatever that you have to work through. So it's harder to maybe manifest that than it would be to manifest like the cute coffee shop place on the corner, like the apartment in the city with the coffee shop on the corner. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that.
Yeah.
Like there's less resistance to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But generally there's less resistance to like intuitive heart energy manifestation. There still can be, but generally there's less. But when you do that, it's actually what you want. So when you get it, it feels amazing as well. Like, because you can actually, like, we're manifesting all the time, and you can manifest things you actually don't want. Like, you could be manifesting like emotionally unavailable men into your life all the time if like you've got like a block or a story or something that you've not unblocked within yourself. And or you could be, even when it comes to finances, like you could be manifesting all the time, like living paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that, because you've got money blocks and stuff. So you can be manifesting things you actually don't want. So yes.
Yeah, no, exactly. And as Dispenza always says, like, you have to manifest from a feeling anyway, not for, it's like an elevated emotion. So manifesting from a feeling that you want is the most important thing, to like get clear on the feeling, because it doesn't matter like what thoughts you're thinking, it's more the emotion. And that's why things like gratitude are so important, because when you're manifesting, if you're already acting in that gratitude, in that frequency of like, you already have the beliefs, that is literally how you manifest, because you manifest from that elevated emotion.
Yeah. And like what you're saying about manifest from a feeling and then intuitively manifesting whatever, then that really makes you be that flexible manifester, because you stop
you're not fixated.
You're not fixated on the what and the how, which is what you have to let go of in manifesting. You don't need to worry about that. Like you have to take aligned action. You can't. Then that's when people like that just want to shoot manifesting down, like come in and they're like, yeah, you see, you can't sit on a couch and just wish to be a millionaire. Like you got to do the work. It's like, yeah, duh. It's like the what and the how. You don't need to worry about it. You just have to like know what you want, be open to opportunities, take aligned action going towards it, but not get so fixated on the how, what, when this is going to happen and what form it's going to show up in. And that's again linking back to having that unwavering faith and that deep trust that what you want is coming to you, and having that open mind that knowing that life can surprise you and like being open to letting life surprise you. So you're not like so controlling of it all, because that's when the fun gets pulled out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like too much control takes the fun out of everything. And I also think like a huge thing, and I mentioned this in my episode about breath work, because I just think it is truly life changing. And I think it is coming home to yourself to realize this, that everything you're seeking outside of yourself and all the happiness, all the peace, all the love is already within you. Like it is already within you. And if you don't believe that it's within you, that's how you block yourself, because you're basically saying like, I'm not enough, like I don't have it.
Yeah.
And that's why I like swear by meditation and sitting with yourself and just self-development in general, and why we do all this, because you have to build that self-love within yourself. Like you have to understand that it's already within you. Like you can give it yourself, because once you become that, you have that. It's like anything else is just an add-on. And then I think that just makes it more flow. Like then it'll come into your life. You've not got the resistance.
You're so much more magnetic when you're like filled with self-love. Like you can even see
it doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah, like even on like when you're not even thinking about manifesting, but you know when people are like, oh, your ex always comes slides back in when you're like doing amazing again, because people can pick up on that energy of like when you're feeling good, full of self-love, full of happiness. And like that's why like when you go out into the dating world, if you are like that, then you're going to attract like partners that are aligned with that. They're going to see your worth as well. If you see your own worth, if you don't see worth, you're going to attract partners that don't see that, and it's not going to end well. And so yeah, like self-love is like really, really important for manifesting. But that leads into our third principle for manifesting, which is to like address your limiting beliefs, like doing shadow work, filling yourself up with self-love, and just it's basically like it's like worthiness, knowing you're worthy of what you want. Because if you can like, and you can connect to your heart energy and identify what you want. But if you don't believe you're worthy of it, and you haven't done like maybe shadow work and address things maybe from your childhood that are blocking you and holding you back and making you believe that it's not possible for you, it won't come into your life. Like it really won't. So it's so important to look at what might be blocking you, and it's not hard to figure that out. Like it just requires a little bit of self-awareness, but you can even just do it after this episode, like with a journal, and you can just sit there and think, okay, well, what do I want? And you'll know what you want. It'll come to you straight away. You're from your heart. And then you'll be like, okay, so what do I think it is that's standing in my way of me getting that? Or like the belief of why you can't have it will come up straight away as well. And once you are sitting there and questioning yourself, you make the unconscious conscious when you like ask yourself that question, because what it is that's been blocking you from maybe manifesting what you truly want has been on such a deep unconscious level that you've had this like maybe limiting belief that is on repeat in your mind every day, but you're so used to it and it's always been there that you've never questioned it, like, and you've never thought, why are you thinking that? Like I've in the past like had loads of things like that I'd had going around my head for years that I'd never ever actually thought, why do I always say that to myself? That's really blocking me. Like, and then it just takes awareness, and then you can let go of it. So it doesn't need to be really hard, but now obviously like shadow work and stuff, you dive in quite deep. It depends how deep you want to go, but generally like you'll have belief systems on the quite at the top of your subconscious, not even really deep down in like your deep inner child stuff. You'll have things like right at the top that you can address yourself rather than like having to go
rather than diving straight in. But no, it's true. I feel like with manifesting, a lot of people can focus a lot on like what they want the future to be like, what kind of life they want to create, which of course like what manifesting is for. But a lot of people fear going backwards. And I say a lot of people because I've literally been there. Like, you don't want to go backwards. You're like, I'm going forwards. I don't care what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
But one of the main things, like you said, that will block you is like not believing you're enough. If you don't believe you're enough, then obviously you're not going to get it because you're not on the frequency of believing you're enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it makes so much sense. But I think you do have to, if you are in a position where you think it's a bit scary, or I don't want to go back, like you just have to be a bit brave and think, how much do I actually want the life that I want to create?
Yeah, how like it's like, how bad do you want to feel good? You know, like how much are you willing to commit to the life that you want and like show up for yourself? And maybe that means going back and looking at some painful memories, but it's worth doing because you will fully unblock yourself. And like for me, like a lot of the things that was blocking me with manifesting, and actually, you know, it was the process of manifesting that brought it to my consciousness, my like conscious mind, that I was really blocked and needed therapy. Like, honestly, like, and that's why I'm like, when people slag off manifesting, I'm like, just let people live, man. Like, let them manifest, let them do it, because it is magical. It is. There's loads of energetics involved in it, but it's also such a good self-development tool, because it's just like goal setting. It helps you identify what you want, and then once you, it's like, because basically I had something on my vision board that had been on there rolling for years. It kept putting it on the next year, and the next year I was like, still not happened. This is strange. Everything else is manifesting really easily. Why not this? And then, because it wasn't working, it then made my unconscious limiting beliefs and blocks come to my conscious mind, because I was questioning myself, like, as in, I was then actually asking myself the question that I'd never asked myself before. Oh, well, why am I not getting this? Am I standing in my own way somehow? What do I believe? And then eventually I realised all this mad stuff that I believed, and went to therapy and sorted me out. And so, like, yeah, therapy is very, very good for helping you do all this stuff, and diving into just, yeah, because we have so many unconscious, like, thoughts and beliefs, and if you want this beautiful life, which obviously all of you do that listen to this podcast, because if you're into like any sort of self-development, it's because you're like, want something for yourself.
Yeah,
like
you believe deep
you
down.
believe that you can have a beautiful life, and you want the beautiful life that you want. So, like, going to therapy and things like that is really, really, really good for all this stuff, because you just will not draw in what you want until you unblock yourself. And you can't always unblock yourself by yourself. Like, for me, I realized all this stuff about myself, and I was like, it was like one day when it all clicked, and I realized all these stories that I've been telling myself, all this stuff, and I was like, how can I expect to manifest this thing that I want when I believe all this madness? Like, I believe all this, like, all these, like, just stories that are just blocking me, like, fully standing in my way, just loads of limiting beliefs. And I was like, I can't look at all this myself. Like, it's a lot. Like, I need someone to kind of like guide me through it. So I went to therapy, and it was amazing. But we're really proud, because the sponsor of our podcast is an online therapy company. So if you feel like that, if you've been trying to manifest and you're not getting anywhere with it, it's probably because you are blocking it, because you've got because we manifest from our subconscious mind. That's where all your limiting beliefs live. So if it's not coming into your reality, it might not be that it's just not here yet. It's because you are blocking it, because we can manifest things really, really, really fast. Really fast when you unblock. When you're not blocked from whatever it is that you're trying to bring in, you can bring it in really quickly. Like, you're very powerful. But also, if you are blocked, you will just shoo it away for ages until you address it. And that's why I love the process of manifesting, because it helps you become a better version of yourself as well, helps you grow. So if you feel like that's you and you want to go to therapy, our sponsor of the podcast is BetterHelp, and they are a professional, secure online counselling service. So it's literally therapy done online on their app or on their website, like phone calls, video calls, or text, emails, however you want to work with your therapist, like, they'll work with you in that way. And wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, whatever country, you can access BetterHelp, because it's a global company. It's obviously it's online, so like, you can literally get it anywhere, and you just do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere to travel to an appointment. Just relax at home, and you can get a really, really highly qualified counsellor working with you in just under 48 hours of you signing up to their services. So you get good support, comfort of your own home, and you get it really fast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm so happy that we are partnered with BetterHelp, because, as you just said, therapy just creates that space just for them to, like, hold your hand a bit and show you. Because I think as well, sometimes you have to take yourself out of the situation. Like, you can introspect and do your own shadow work, which is very powerful, and we do recommend it. But I think having somebody outside who is trained to look and help you and think, what do you need help for? And one of the best things about BetterHelp is, if you do match with someone and you think, oh, I want something different, if you say, I want to work on manifesting, I want to work on my blocks, they will find the right person for you, exactly what you want. And then even if you think, actually, I do want a different person, or just like not really vibing, you can just change for free until you're happy. So I think, like, that is just perfect, because whatever you need help for, they're going to provide that for you.
Yeah, because we were talking to one of our listeners the other day who's been using BetterHelp, and like they were saying like their therapist was telling them about how they'd manifested their husband and stuff like that. And like, so you know what I mean, you can get a therapist that's on that same vibe if that's what you want to like work on, like, and because obviously they believe in that too and do it themselves, and like, and I think that's really nice when they like share like a personal experience with you where they've done something well, because it helps you like really believe that you can do it as well, because you've got somebody there telling you like, oh yeah, I've like unblocked myself, I've done this, whatever. So yeah, you can get a therapist that's like on the same vibe as you as with manifesting. But obviously I know we've just spoken loads about manifesting, but if you're looking for therapy and you're not interested in manifesting, I don't know why you'd be listening to this episode. But if you just generally need help, like you're feeling really anxious, you're feeling really down, you feel like you've got depression or OCD or anything, whatever it is that you're struggling with, BetterHelp can help you, because they've got a huge range of expertise, like so many really highly qualified therapists on there. Whatever you're struggling with, doesn't matter, there's somebody on there that can help you. And the best thing about it is it's really, really affordable. So it's because it's online, it's much more affordable than traditional offline counseling. And they are also really kindly giving our listeners an extra 10% off your first month of therapy. So to get this discount, all you need to do is go to the link betterhelp.com/finding your feet. That's betterhelp.com/finding your feet. Go on that link, fill out a questionnaire, it'll take about 5 minutes, and set up an account. The discount is automatically applied, and then you will be seen by a therapist in just 48 hours of you doing that, and you'll be on your therapy journey. But it's like billed monthly, so you will book like 4 sessions for the month and pay for the month, and then you can stop after that, and if you want to carry on you can continue, like it's completely up to you. But that's how it's like charged. And yeah, loads of our listeners use it and we get really good feedback on it. And yeah, they're an amazing global company. They're doing amazing things. So
yeah,
if you want to do some unblocking for your manifesting, like I did, get yourself down to therapy, go to BetterHelp. Yeah, and you.
And like transform your life. Therapy really did transform our lives. And also feeling really channeled, just to say that like if anyone is listening to this now, in whatever form you might feel like you need help, like release the shame and get the help if you feel like you need it, whatever format that is, with BetterHelp or whatever. Like there's so much shame, I think, that sometimes comes with coming to that point, especially in mental health, where you think, do I need help? Or like, am I just having this issue? Have I left it too long? Like there's just so much shame involved. But if you feel like you need help with your mental health or with your manifesting or with your unblocking, just ask for help. People want to help, and like it's so worth it.
There's so many services out there. There's so many resources. There's so many things you can do to make yourself better. Like there's so many options.
And I think as well, even what we were saying with manifesting, like leaning back to manifesting, obviously believing you're enough and investing in yourself is believing that you're enough.
And
you deserve that life. So like it's not even sometimes what you're doing, it's actually like just the energetic of believing in yourself and investing in yourself.
Like going to therapy or buying courses and like workshops and investing in you as a person. Your personal growth is you basically just saying to yourself, hey man, you're totally worth it. I'm going to pay this therapy bill because you're so worth it.
And prioritizing, because I mean all the stuff we spend money on that you could spend on other things,
get a good return on your investment. Like therapy, you'll get a huge return on your investment, like for years following it as well, like not just in the immediate relief of that you get from it. So look guys, if you want to manifest your dreams, mate, it's all possible, but you might be blocking yourself. Therapy might be the thing you need to do. Because it is manifesting is so much about the energetics of stuff, and we can have obviously our limiting beliefs that live more at the top of our subconscious mind. They're easier to tap into, but we can have those really deep blocks, which obviously like the kind of therapist you've just been working with, Estelle, like where she's very much an energy healer, like she goes deep. Like you might have to start at that's why like BetterHelp's good, because that's like better, the kind of thing BetterHelp is. That's what I had at first, and now I'm going to try and work with Estelle and I'm going to go deeper. But first you've got to address what's at the top before
and
you're going down there.
I'm probably going to use BetterHelp in the future for sure, like as a monthly check-in and stuff like that. It's just whatever you need at the time.
Yeah, so really, really, really important part of manifesting is just believing you're enough. And then to get to yourself to believing you're enough, there's various ways you can do that. Like I said, looking at what you want to manifest and then thinking, right, well, what's standing in my way? And if it's a belief, limiting belief, it will come straight to your mind and you write it down, and then you've created awareness around it. So then you can create an opposite belief that you're going to tell yourself. Like that's when you can think, because you might have a belief of like, oh, I want to I want to manifest a relationship, let's say, but you've never been in one. So then you might get a limiting belief that comes up saying, well, I've never had one before, so why would I have one now? Like, there's never been one in the past, so why would it come into my future now? Like, as in, you're believing so much that because it's never happened, then it's never going to happen. And then you would then combat that thought and just say, well, my past does not dictate my future. Like, my past doesn't write my future. And like, the future's in my hands to recreate every minute of every day, and flip your mindset to thinking like that. And you can do that very quickly and easily, just with a little bit of like questioning your own thoughts and then bringing a new thought to the table and telling that, because belief systems started as a thought. You've got belief systems and blocks around why you think you're not enough and you don't deserve things because of one thing that someone will have said to you once, one thought that you've then told yourself over and over again, and now it's become a belief. You can change the beliefs by choosing a new thought, saying it to yourself over and over again, and then it becomes a new belief and you override it. Simples.
Yeah.
And so you just got to like look at yourself though and like be honest with yourself.
Yeah, because I think, like you just said, it can be surface level, especially with the beliefs, because it's more just like what language you're using, like what are you saying to yourself, like exactly as you just said. And I think as well, like one really important thing that I think is just life changing is also remembering that like you are not your thoughts, and like even if you think negative thoughts or if you have limiting beliefs, like we all do, doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean like that's exactly why you're not manifesting. It just means that your brain, it has to have thoughts, like it has to generate thoughts, and you don't have to believe every single one. Like you're not your brain and you're not your mind.
Yeah, there's a misconception as well with manifesting that like when you come from it from the more law of attraction point of view, which we've not really covered that much, because that's like the first surface level of manifesting, and then it goes, once you do it more, you realize there's a lot more to it than just your thoughts attract things. Yes, that is true, but there's a lot more depth to it, which obviously we've covered in this episode. But people then get scared of having any negative thoughts. They think, oh my God, I've had one negative thought, I'm going to manifest that. No, you're not. Like, chill out, man. Like, you have so many thoughts a day, and so many of them never come true because it's just your brain chattering. You can silence it more with things like meditation and stuff, but your brain's never going to stop talking. It's going to keep chatting. And also, like, our brains are just designed to like help us survive. So your brain's seeking out negativity all the time, like potential danger and risks and things like that. So it doesn't mean that you're walking down the street and there's like a hooded man across the road and you think, is he going to come for me? That then because you thought that, he's going to come for you. No, it's just you being vigilant, and like it doesn't mean you're going to manifest every bad thought. Like, so you have to not be scared of your thoughts either, and not think that if you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year where you just feeling really low, that then all you're going to do is just manifest loads of bad stuff as well. Like, you're not like, manifestation is deeper than that. Like, it's energy, it's subconscious, and it's like your heart and stuff like that. Like, don't just worry as well about the random thoughts that ping about in your head, because if we literally manifested every thought that we thought, the world would be absolute carnage. We'd all be famous TikTok millionaires and like driving around in Ferraris, and to just be madness, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a big thing, to not be scared of your thoughts. I think you have to almost detach from your thoughts and understand that thoughts come and go, and some are negative, some are positive. But detaching from them is really important, because if you like fear your thoughts, that's just going to cause more resistance.
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
fear, you probably just manifest fear.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's a massive thing when people first get into it as well. It's like, and I've been there as well, where I've been like, oh my God, so now I can't think a negative thought. And like, you would never want to tell yourself you can't think a negative thought, because then you would never know a positive thought.
No, exactly. And like, it's just that it's just self-rejection. Like we said, like self-love is like really important. Like, it's like a fundamental like baseline for manifesting. Like, you need that foundation of self-love under everything that you're doing with manifesting. Like, if that's not there, it'll all fall through and it won't work, because it's that worthiness, it's that I'm enough. And like, being scared of your thoughts and stuff, that's not very self-loving. Like, you have to trust yourself and know that if you have a negative thought, it doesn't bloody matter, it's fine. Like, you're just a human, it's okay. You're not going to manifest loads of horrible things, and love yourself like regardless. So but yeah, like we said, manifesting runs way deeper than just like thoughts. And a big part of how you really powerfully manifest is to embody what you want. So like, how are you acting? Like, what are you acting like the person that you want to be, the person you want to be that's got all these things that you want? Are you showing up like them? Are you acting like them? Are you going out about in your days? It's not about like walking around being delirious, telling everyone like you've got a limo, if that's what you want to manifest, when you actually don't. But it's about showing up as a person that would have a limo. Like, how would they show up? And then behaving in that way, because when you're doing that, then you're in that frequency of what you want. And the more that you embody what you want, the more deeper and on an energetic level, you're aligned with it and you'll get it. And you also open yourself up to more opportunities to get what you want. It's like, I think that step of taking aligned action towards what you want to manifest, that's where that fits into embodiment, because if you're embodying what you want, you are taking that aligned action.
Yeah.
Because you're like just really living and breathing as if you've got it.
Yeah, you're like meeting yourself on that frequency before it's come.
Yeah.
And I think as well with embodiment just comes with like owning it, like literally owning who you want to become, because there's no point in us having these visions of what we want. And then when someone asks us, what's your vision or something, you like downplay it. Like that's like a perfect example of not embodying.
Be confident in your vision and what you want.
Yeah, because if you're not, and if you don't embody it in that moment, then what makes you think you're going to embody it in 6 months? Like it's not going to come to you, because you're not confirming to the universe that you even want it. You're just like dilly dallying around it. You're just saying, oh, well, I like this, or I'm kind of doing this. I've got a small business. Like, no, like you're so powerful. Like, what can you do? Where do you want to be? And if you embody it in that moment, that like will put you on the frequency of where you want to go.
Yeah. Like what you were saying about business and stuff, like women, I'm not saying like gender versus gender, but typically women tend to be more timid in like declaring who they are and what they do. Like you see it when you're out and about, like a woman will be like, oh yeah, I've just got like a little business, when actually they might have a fucking amazing thriving business. And then a guy will just because of how like men and women are in society, will be more like, yeah, I've got this amazing business, and they'll shout and tell you all about it. So I know we've got a lot of girl listeners, but typically us girls, we like sit back a little bit and don't fully claim, you see it when you're at like events and stuff. Men typically are the ones to put their hands up first. Like it's just the way that it is, but we don't need to be like that. But like embodying what you want, fully being aware that maybe you do sometimes behave like that and don't do it, like fully step into what you want and who you are. Because also like people meet you on the level you meet yourself at, like as in, if you believe in yourself and you think you're a boss ass bitch, then everyone else will just think you're a boss as well, because they'll just pick up on that vibe and be like, yeah, she's a boss.
Yeah, they have no other reason to believe.
Yeah, that's right. She just is. She's boss vibe. She's his boss. So like that. But if you're like, then they'll just not think that, So what do you want? Like if you want to like grow in business, and you want to have you want a promotion or something, start acting like you've already got the promotion. Because then like even at work, people will be like, wow, she's really acting at that level of that title, like we better give it to her, because she already is just oozing it anyway. Do you know what I mean? You have that confidence in yourself, but other people buy into it as well. It's not being delirious, it's not fake, it's not faking it till you're making it thing. It's like, it's just knowing that you're worthy of it, you can get it, you deserve it, it's coming, and just embodying that just makes it happen quicker. And it's really important part of manifesting. Like imagine if you were like, oh, I really want to manifest like an amazing relationship, I want to manifest like my soulmate, the life partner, like, but then you going around like not loving yourself, not filling yourself with self-love. Whenever you go on dates, you're like you're not claiming, saying what you want, you're not being like fierce with your desires, like owning your desires, saying, yeah, I want a serious relationship, or I want this. If you're there like, oh no, yeah, like, yeah, no, if you want to take it chilled, like we can just be chilled, friends with benefits, whatever you wanted, like going along with what the way they want. No, you're not embodying what you want, so you're not going to get it. Like, and it's all about like, and then you bat away people that aren't aligned for you, things that aren't aligned for you, because energetically it won't work. So it will just go, it'll just fall away. It won't happen. So embodiment is so important when it comes to manifesting.
Yeah, and I think what you said there as well about like, you can just ask yourself every day, like, if you're in a decision, like, would the person I want to be in 6 months or 2 years or something, would they say yes or no to this? Like, how
Yeah.
would they act? And I think as well, as you just said with dating, because I think a lot of people can do that. Like, they want to embody a deep, loving relationship, but then they settle for like just
Mm-hmm.
like chatting to someone or like just going on dates where they think it's not really going to go anywhere. But like, would the person in 6 months that wants to meet that person, like, why would they waste their time doing
Yeah,
that?
and you're going
It's
to
all the
make
energy.
yourself become unavailable for that potential
Yeah, and you'll miss it.
life partner that you actually want because you're distracted and busy and emotionally taken up with somebody here who isn't giving you what you want, but they're still taking your energy because it's still an energy exchange at the end of the day. Like, so you have to that thinking about who do you want to be, who the person you want to be in 6 months to a year, how would they behave now, and start showing up like them now, because then you stop falling into like situations, things, people, anything that is not meant for you, is not aligned for you, because you can easily like just think, oh well, I'm not really like, oh like, okay, I'll take this job because I haven't got anything else at the minute, and you know it's better than nothing, or oh yeah, I'll date this person because I've not got anybody else on the go at the minute, so you know I'd rather talk to them than be on my own. All of that is not self-loving, and all of that is not embodying what you want, and it's not believing enough in what you want because you're willing to settle for things along the way. And that's like when you just take up energy, take up room in your life, and you block yourself from getting what you actually want because you haven't got space for it, because you're distracted by other things. And also it's that level of worthiness of you're saying, oh, well, I'm not worthy of waiting for like the true partnership I actually want, so I'm going to settle for this. And then you just communicate out on the frequency that that's all you're worth, so that's all you attract. You'll just stay with that person, they'll end not well, and then you'll repeat the pattern until you decide to break the pattern yourself. And it's very easy to break it. It's just about being conscious of it. Body what you want. You're bloody worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all that is an absolute harsh truth. But then you just have to think as well.
But it's exciting as well. It's
No,
like it's a half truth,
100%.
but it's exciting because it's
But
so.
people just don't want to hear it. But that is the harsh truth of life that you just have to accept.
Yeah, like you're really powerful, and like stay committed to your vision. Like it's very easy for your like ego and your little monkey mind to come in and be like, oh well, you know, it's a bit of fun, like just entertain this person or just take that job or even though you know you got a bit of time, you're gonna live for ages or whatever. Like when it's like, no, just stay committed to your vision and don't let your ego come in along the way and like let you throw you off your path, take you out of alignment with what you want. You'll just get a brick thrown over your head anyway by the universe that'll knock you back on your path. So it won't last long, but just save yourself the headache.
No,
you know,
literally what we say all the time.
Stick to your vision, like stay committed to it, even when it's not showing up. Believe that it's coming. Do your shadow work, do your limiting beliefs, do your therapy so that you're not blocking it yourself. But if you still just got to wait for it to come in, keep that unwavering faith. Like act as if it's coming.
Yeah, no, for sure. If you don't like listen to your intuition anyway, like we always say, the universe will just send like a tornado that makes you listen. And so I think if you're listening to this and you're kind of in a position where you're like, oh my God, have I been like selling myself short? Have I been settling? Am I worth more? Like just think, if you take your energy away from that, you can invest that in self-love and invest it in the relationship with yourself, in going to therapy, anything like that. And that is how you create the life. But like if you just hold on, like we said, like white knuckling on to things that like they're not worthy of you, like especially like people in relationships, then yeah, you're not going to move forward because you're simply going to block yourself.
Yeah, you literally are like just shooting yourself in the foot. So the final principle is to just release and surrender. So you've done all that things that we've just said, but at the end of the day, you just have to release and surrender, like, and just trust, know that it's coming. Don't try and control everything. Don't worry about it all the time. You don't need to obsess over it. You don't need to stare at your vision board for 4 hours every day. You don't need to write down what you want every day if you don't want to. It's not essential. If you do all those other things, you'll get what you want. You don't need to be like crazy and obsessive and like controlling about it. Just chill, man. Life's good. You're going to get everything that you want. You might get through few boomerangs along the way, but you'll be all right. You know what to do. Just stay committed to your vision, take your aligned action, do everything that we've said, but just relax, surrender, and let life surprise you as well.
Yeah, I always love that. What I always come back to as well with, I feel like with manifesting, you can become quite strategic and wanting to know what's happening, but always coming back to the fact that if you knew what was going to happen and if you knew exactly what was going to happen, where it was
Wouldn't
going
be
to happen,
fun.
who was going to be with, yeah, exactly, it'd be boring. Like you'd be bored if you told me what the next few years of my life is going to be like to a T. I'd be like, what is the point in me getting up every day, working on myself, trying to create this dream life if I know what's going to happen? So like when you're like writing down what you want to manifest and stuff, like that's fine, getting clear on what you want, the vision boards, but like just knowing it's probably not going to turn up exactly like that, and you don't want to know, like you literally don't want to know, like that's not your job. You just want to head in the direction of what you want to go, release, surrender, as we just said, and then enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
The journey is so fun. Like that's the journey is all of it. It's not even
part
getting
of the
to it.
fun,
Yeah, whatever you want to manifest, it's probably not even getting to it. It's literally the journey to it. It's the fun bit.
Yeah. But some more fun manifesting tips of things that you can do that aren't essential. Like those 5 principles we've just given you, do those and you'll be absolutely fine. But if you want to, like some people think these things are essential and they're not. If they work for you, do them. If you find them fun, do them. If you don't find them fun, don't do them. So the first one is vision boards. So if you've never heard what one of those is, it's basically like, you can do it for your life, you could do it for the year, you could do it for the next 6 months, whatever timescale you want. You basically just put together a collection of images of what you want. So it's pictures of things that resonate with your what you want to manifest. They inspire you. Go on Pinterest, go on Google Images, just get nice pictures, screenshot things from Instagram and put them together on a board. People do them as like little phone screensavers. Like you don't even need to print them out. Like it's however you want to do it. But basically it's just having that, because some people are really visual. I'm very visual, so I like doing this, but some people don't like doing that, and that's fine. And it's just an inspiring collection of images that you're going to look at it and it's just going to make you feel good. It's just going to make you inspired. It's going to make you think, oh yeah, like love that. And that's coming to me and just make you stay committed to your path and like just
like remind you, like,
oh
have a hard time, think, oh, look at my vision world, that's where I'm heading.
Yeah,
like,
how amazing.
I'm worthy of that.
Yeah, it's inspiring and it's just good to like keep you connected to what you want. But it's not essential. You're not going to not be able to manifest if you don't do that. Like it's just, if that works for you, then do it. Some people like to do vision boards where it's like a mind map where they don't even do pictures, they just write them down, and that works as well. And then there's also journaling and scripting. So like scripting is where you're writing as if you already have what you want. So like when we were talking about embodiment and how would you act, like showing up as the person that's already got what you want, scripting is just another way to like basically do that. Like you just write in, as in it's in the present tense, but you where you're writing as if you've got what you want, but you haven't actually physically got it in your life yet. But it just makes you embody more what is.
Yeah, and
want.
it's like a reminder. Like, and if you're doing that every morning, then you're reminding yourself, like, what decisions am I going to choose today? You know, to align with your vision.
Yeah, and it helps you generate the feeling that you're going to get when you get what you want to manifest, like what that thing is going to bring you, because it's going to bring you a feeling, and it just helps you generate that feeling before you even got it, which makes you more magnetic to pulling in. So that's good to do. And then just journaling in general, like just writing down like what you want, and not even like in the present tense, but in a future tense, like what you're manifesting, like just being clear on it, writing it down, getting it on paper is really good. And then gratitude as well. So like practicing gratitude so that you are already grateful for what you have now, so that you can be more powerfully drawing in what you want. And then you're never manifesting from a place of lack, you're manifesting from a place of abundance, which is obviously important. That just helps you not be that manic manifester who's like trying to control everything. When you're manifesting from a place of abundance, like, and you're practicing like gratitude, that's putting you in that abundant mindset. It stops you as well from like maybe taking a job that actually isn't aligned for you because you're in that lack mindset, and then that's pushing you further away from what you want. Or like going on a date with someone because you're in that lack mindset that you haven't got enough amazing things in your life, so it's worth entertaining this poopy person, and you know, things like that. Just stops you doing that. But all those, like, you don't have to do them, but if they work for you, then you can. But you can do our 5 principles that we've given you. You can do all of those in your own ways. Like, do you know what I mean? Like dancing could be one of your manifesting rituals, where you
exactly.
like just dance with what you want, like thinking about what you want and dancing. You know, you can do anything, you can make it your own. But our 5 principles we've given you there are like the most important things, but you make it, you take it and make it your own journey, and just do it however you want. There's no rule book.
Yeah, I think mainly coming back to the idea that you are the most powerful thing. Like, there's so many exterior things that we can use which do help us, like vision boards, journaling, everything like that. But knowing that you can literally manifest from within yourself, because you're so
Yeah,
powerful.
your energy is so
More, yeah,
powerful.
more than you would ever imagine. Like, it's literally mind blowing how powerful we are as humans. But I think it's just downplayed so much. Like, but honestly, you're so powerful. So whatever you want to take from this episode, you can, and they are the tips that have helped us the most. And I just think they're super powerful, especially the embodiment. I think that embodiment and just knowing that it's within you is the most powerful thing, and that's probably like the most unpractical part of it. You know, it's very like energetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, just take from it what you will, and remember you are super powerful.
But if you want to learn more about embodiment, we've got the place for you to go, because on the 29th of July, we are hosting our self-belief embodied experience workshop, which is going to be so much fun. So it's running for 2 hours in the evening, but we are recording it. So if you are in a different country and you can't join us at that time, it's 7 p.m. UK time till 9 p.m. If you're in a different country and you can't join us in that time, then you can still buy a ticket and you'll just get sent the replay link. Everyone will get sent it. So everyone can watch it again if they want. So if you're in another country, you don't have to join it live. It's fine. You'll still get the full experience. But we are going to show you embodiment practices that maybe you've never heard of before, you never considered before, and really get you to tap into that heart energy and that intuitive voice within you, to really help you know what you want. And then obviously we're going through self-belief. So we're going to be going through loads of self-belief exercises. They're going to help you embody that belief that you're worthy and you know you can do it and that you can have this amazing life that you want. And then we're finishing off with 30 minutes breath work for manifestation, led by the one and only Breathe with James, who's the best breath worker ever. And breath work, if you've never done it before, is literally just working with just the power of your breath to just shift your state, your mental state, your physical state, like calm your nervous system and like visualize what you want, like anything. Like you can do breathwork for anxiety, like so many things, but we're doing breathwork for manifestation. So you're going to be thinking about what you want, releasing any blocks, any emotions that you're holding on to that's standing in your way. Through the power of the breath and how James is going to guide you, you're going to be shifting all of that and you're going to be feeling light and amazing and just buzzing, and it's going to be the best. And we're so excited. So if you want to join us, just go to our website, findingyourfeetpodcast.com, to get your ticket. We've left the link in the show notes, and buy a ticket on there. Sit easy. You get a nice little PDF ticket. You get a meditation to download and keep for forever, like a heart opening, heart energy meditation before the event for you to do as a little present. And then you just show up on the night and we do the rest. You relax, you enjoy it, you take part, you have fun, you leave and you feel amazing. And if you can't join us live, you get to do it on a replay after. So
yeah,
it's going to be a good time.
I literally can't wait. Like, I just feel so grateful actually that we can hold this space for people and create these workshops, because they are life-changing. And as well, if you have like heard of this idea of embodiment but you're not quite sure how to move forward with it, it is perfect for you, because that is what we're going to dive into: embodiment practices and how you can start implementing them into your life. Because that has been the main thing for me, like with manifesting, like embodying what I want, and actually believing you're enough. Because as we said in this episode, if you don't believe you're enough, you're simply not going to get what you want, because you don't believe you're enough. It's like working with embodiment and self-belief is just the key to manifesting.
It is. So yeah, if it's going to be powerful workshop, it's going to be fun. But yeah, so if you want to get your ticket, go to our website or the link in the show notes. If you've got any more questions, just ask us on Instagram at Find Your Feet Podcast and we'll get back to you.
But there's so many new names as well coming through on the tickets, which makes us so excited. So many new people in the community.
Lots of new finders. So yeah, it'll be fun. But we're just going to wrap up the episode with the quote of the week.
Okay, so our quote of the week is by the absolute king, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is like he's the best
king of manifesting.
Yeah, he is deep. He's all energetic. So if you are interested in that, definitely go and check him out. We'll leave him in the show notes. And the quote is, "To be with yourself in the present moment while maintaining a dream of your future is a grand recipe for manifestation. When you feel so whole that you no longer care whether it will happen, that's when amazing things materialize before your eyes."
Boom.
Boom. Which is basically releasing, surrender.
Yeah, surrender and release.
Yeah.
Power. So thank you so much for joining us in this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait for you to all go and manifest your dreams, because you're powerful people. And you can do it.
Yeah, I will see you at the workshop, which I'm so excited for.
And see some of you at the workshop. But we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.